I made you a promise, did I not? My apologies for making a meme out of this, but I think this meme is appropriate for what we're going to be talking about. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about the death of Charlie Kirk. He was recently shot as of recording this. He was shot on September 10th of 2025. He died the same day, and it's a pretty messed up situation. Now, there is extreme speculation that this was politically motivated, and it turns out that that speculation is absolutely right as of the time of recording this. Based on the information that was given about the bullet casings, like "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao," stuff like that, and the notices bulge, oh whoa sound effect, that kind of thing, it's pretty obvious that this guy was a leftist or hardcore liberal or whatever the term is right now. I'm not really sure. But one thing I do know for sure, he was left leaning. There's really no way to justify him being on the right or something else. And now you might be thinking, surely people like that wouldn't try to do something like that in order to get flack off of their back, right? Well, okay, I did this the last time too. But yeah, if I'm here, you know what's about to happen. Without further ado, I present to you the degenerates, the psychopaths, the pathological liars, and, well, just the overly political left, I guess. As you can see, it's some pretty disgusting stuff, right? Oh, he loved guns, poetic, his loud mouth is shut. Let's see. W aim. Bring it on Neos. Saying he's dead. Well, that one was probably nice. I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt on that one. But yeah, there are plenty of them that are just all wow. Like this is fucking disgusting. Like part of my swearing, but this is just what in the fuck am I reading? This is, oh my god. Like, I'm just looking at all this, right? And yeah, like, bring it on, Proud Boys. Like, yeah, y'all want the Second Amendment, saying W aim, and just, yeah, this is just absolutely degenerate shit. Just laughing at his death. Like, what in the hell am what is this? So this was part of a stream from, I went to multiple media outlets like ABC, CBS, and this was in the live streams talking about like how Charlie Kirk was shot, how he was in the hospital in critical condition, and you could see that there are quite a few good people in here praying for him, saying like, "Hey, this is messed up. What's going on?" And then, yeah, like people or like Democrats are responsible. Well, they're kind of like in the middle there. But to be fair, that Democrats kind of are responsible, and we're gonna get into it in just a minute. I'm just gonna make one thing clear. Everything that I'm gonna say throughout the entire video, past, present, and future, the sources are gonna be in the description. What happened was based entirely off of terminally online leftist propaganda. It was disgusting, it is irredeemable, and the people responsible for this, with their BS, with their stupid manipulation, should be utterly ashamed of themselves. There is one thing that I hope that the people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, there's one thing that I hope that they do. You want to know what it is? I hope that they show themselves to the public, completely take off their mask, and just show what they really think about the American people, about the people of the world, everyone. Because one thing I can guarantee is that it isn't the peace and choose love and love is love thing that they're preaching all the time. If it was anything like that, a bullet wouldn't have gone through his neck that day. You know, I'm willing to bet that quite a few left-leaning servers are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and making a bunch of memes about Charlie Kirk's death. And actually, no, forget that. I don't think that they are. I know that they are. Now, you might be thinking, how could I possibly know that? Well, there are some people who have been going into left-leaning servers, taking screenshots of what they're saying about it, and sending it to me because they find it really messed up. Now, you might be thinking, what kind of screenshots did this person get? Well, just you wait and see. What started off as confusion turned into Big Aaron being an idiot. And yeah, these people are showing their true colors. Just look at that. Fucking disgusting. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but MD, some of these comments sound kinda conservative. Well, here's the thing, they're not conservatives. These people have a really heavy bias against conservatives. They are a lot more left on the political spectrum. And they're absolutely, yeah, you can see here, this is the kind of stuff that they actually believe. And they constantly make memes about Charlie Kirk dying, 9/11, a bunch of really messed up stuff. And yeah, it's obvious that they don't have any real moral standing, which is kind of typical with the left, let's be honest. And they just don't really care about anything other than their own desires. Now, yeah, that's pretty much the messages that I was able to get from that person. So it turned out that these people were trying to blame it on MAGA. They were trying to spin it to say that the guy wasn't a leftist, but he was a groiper, and using Twitter as a source. And yeah, these people say that they're not fans of Destiny or Hassan Piker, but it's obvious that some of them are. But guess what? Every single person that was celebrating his death, whether you like or hate Destiny, you're all honorary Destinies now. Congratulations. I'm so not proud. And speaking of people that I'm not proud of, like, come on, you worthless pieces of shit. So you might think that we're done with Discord debates, right? Wrong. So, yeah, I asked some of the people in a debate server I was in what they thought of it, and this was the only person who responded. Yeah, pretty messed up. Now, some might be thinking, how come you haven't shown Twitter or TikTok, Instagram stuff? How come I haven't shown any of that? Well, the answer is I don't have an account for any of those things, so that's why I can't actually show it. However, some people have been messaging me a bunch of X messages from other people, and I will be honest, I did watch some other videos on this, and I took screenshots of the tweets in particular. And here are some of those right now. Classic hypocrisy from the left by shouting whataboutisms about Trump. At the time of you tweeting this, yes, you were correct. However, it doesn't really matter because the left is still going to try to paint conservatives bad for this. Don't believe me? Well, we've already established it, so I don't care if you don't. Honestly, the time to lower the temperature would have been when Trump almost got assassinated, and that would have been the point for you idiots to stop calling him a fascist, a pedophile, blah, 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 blah. So that way people would stop trying to kill him. However, people like you lie for a living, so of course you're going to keep on saying that he's a fascist, a pedophile, and all this other really dark shit. I don't really think I need to address it, but I'm going to do it anyway. When you have to resort to violence in order to quote-unquote win debates, if anything, the one who engages in violence is the loser, not the other way around. One thing that I do admit I find funny is that these people are trying to say that he's a groiper, a fan of Nick Fuentes, even though his friends outline this guy as the only leftist in a family of conservatives. Yeah, no, this whole thing about getting off your case, no, the fact that you keep ignoring that evidence makes me want to get on your case even further. Okay, we've already established this. This is just the illusory truth effect at this point. Yeah, whoever these people are, they're even bigger degenerates than Elliot Rodger and Randy Stair. Okay, another Destiny take that makes you want to get your brain lobotomized with a lead pencil. I like how he's trying to spin this to say that he's justified. Like, oh, George Floyd wasn't a hero, so Charlie Kirk wasn't one. I want to go over what's wrong with this real quick. So, some of you might have already guessed it. How can you compare a career criminal who held a woman at gunpoint in her own home to a man who went on college campuses, debated legal adults, and just talk to them? How can you compare holding a woman at gunpoint to talking to college students? Like, there's no comparison there at all. How brain dead could you be? I mean, yeah, I don't expect that much from the guy who made fun of the Trump assassination attempt. I don't expect anything much from the guy who openly talked about how he thought that experimenting on dead zygotes and forming them into literal human dolls to use for sex purposes. Yeah, by the way, Destiny actually defended that in a debate at one point. So anybody who thinks that Destiny is this morally good person, I feel really sorry for you. But to be fair, you were probably a degenerate loser anyway. So maybe I shouldn't feel that sorry for you, but for some reason I still do. So, as of recording this part, yesterday was the memorial for Charlie Kirk. And as you can see, there are people here who are actually decent and are showing respect for him, right? Obviously, that's fine. However, as you've already seen, there's a bunch of spammers in there saying that he's not a good person, that they hate him, and all this other stuff. And you can see a bunch of people, like, they're chanting a bunch of religious quotes, and, you know, like, saying he isn't a good person, saying, oh, that's how they feel in Gaza every day. Yeah, pretty degenerate shit for somebody who got shot because of the rhetoric that idiots like you spew. Not referring to Charlie Kirk, referring to the left when I say that. I just want to make that clear, okay? I want to make that crystal clear. Yeah, the left and their stupid, horrific, hypocritical rhetoric are to blame for this entire thing. I don't think that that's refutable at this point. No matter how much people try to spin it, and oh boy, did they try to spin it, all it's done is just make the point even stronger. These people are, well, the ones who are showing Charlie Kirk respect are decent, right? Right or left, of course. Like, there are people that can disagree with Charlie all they want. I don't really care. But if you're going to advocate and celebrate his death, honestly, you deserve to be exposed. These people who are doing this, I'm sorry to say it, but they need to be exposed for who they really are as people. People need to wake up, see that, and do something about it. Like, seriously. Like, go question these fuckers. Okay, so this next one is from a YouTube channel called Dr. Alpha that does a bunch of left-wing political commentary and also veganary stuff. And this person made this video a few weeks before the bullet hit him. But yeah, even knowing that, still made jokes about his death. Yeah. The biggest bullet with a laughing emoji. I mean, to be fair, I don't really expect much from people like this. Here, let me show you why. So, do I need to say anything? You can look up who Bella the Wolf is if you want, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Now onto a channel that won't give me an aneurysm. Here we go. So yeah, Crazy Coffee. Me and this guy, we don't exactly have the best of friendships, considering what I did with the whole God's bicep thing. Yeah, he wasn't a really big fan of what I did there, but me and him are on sort of neutral terms right now, and I was still subscribed to his channel, so I got the notification for this video. Yeah, he's completely right with what that says. Well, it's literally just that the whole time, but he's absolutely right. Charlie Kirk was a good guy. And as you can see, I mean, yeah, I can see why people are really upset about this, right? Of course, I'm upset about it. Like, this guy saying the left are demons, we need to exorcise them. Okay, I'm not advocating for political violence, okay? I want to make that clear. And then you get that idiot on the bottom, right? Who says he was shot by a conservative, you retard. Okay. Do I really need to bring it up again? Oh, wait, no, I already did in the comments, so there's that. Oh, yeah, hold on, I forgot one more tweet from Harry Sisson, my mistake. The one where he's trying to spin the tale of the shooter being a MAGA guy. And yeah, it got debunked really quickly, and he got a bunch of backlash for it, and apparently he deleted it because he's a little cowardly, pathetic little bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but these people, it's like they know that their rhetoric causes this, And since part of their nature is to lie and deceive, they have to just spin a tale. We call that sunk cost fallacy where I come from. But yeah, sorry about that. I completely forgot about this. I managed to get a screenshot of a video that had it. Alright, back to coffee. So, this guy in particular is who we're going to be talking about. Yeah, this is the guy that I'm going to be trolling in this segment. I hope you enjoy because, oh boy, this guy is an absolute tool. He's a complete and utter dipshit. And I don't mean to swear, it's just this guy's so fucking dumb, it's ridiculous. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Oh, please, how could you possibly tell? You really want to bet? YouTube has this issue where they keep deleting comments for some reason or making them invisible, so I had to do a little digging, but I found it. I'll be honest, when this guy says Chief Justice, I'm not really sure what he's talking about. I'm immediately thinking Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, which is John Roberts. Not really sure what you're talking about there. Talking about like a woman with more Ivy League degrees than a thermometer being criticized by a community college dropout. Like, dude, you don't even know what the word autodidact means. You don't even know the most basic shit about the country or the scientific method, and you're going to tell me that you want to try insulting people's intelligence. What a joke. Oh, and by the way, I was serious about that. This guy doesn't know the very basic principles of science. I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again. People like this John Smith guy are absolutely degenerate, shitty, disgusting people. Like, you can see this, right? I actually had to ask Coffee, like, hey, if there are any hidden replies or something like that that you can see, please send them to me. But he assured me that there isn't any. So I simply just screenshot every single comment that I could get. Some of these might be a little bit out of order because I'm not really sure what happened throughout that. Like, I'm trying to remember and I completely forgot. But yeah, I gotta speed through this because this video is getting too long. On to the next segment. So this segment is specifically for people who are trying to spread misinformation about the shooter. So the shooter is obviously a leftist. Again, referring to, hey, fascist catch, oh, bella chow, bella chow, bella chow chow. Notices bulges, ooh woo, what's this? If you're reading this, you're gay. These are all lefty talking points. These are all leftist troll memes. And this guy attempted to say that it was a right-wing groiper who shot Charlie Kirk because he wasn't conservative enough. Which is pretty ridiculous right then and there. But he basically makes people who say anything differently look to be idiots, which is actually the exact opposite. The people who push the narrative that this guy was a groiper, those are the actual idiots given all the evidence and testimonies. Now we're going to mention this guy. This guy is a fan of Thomas Powell Jr., and that's the video in question that he commented on. Now, I'm going to say one thing. I want to make this clear. Thomas Powell Jr., while he is an idiot in what he said about the shooting of Charlie Kirk, he's not an idiot because he celebrated it, right? He's not one of those people that celebrated it. If anything, he completely condemned it, and I respect him for that. What I disrespect him for, on the other hand, is he's trying to spread the misinformation of saying that the guy who shot Charlie Kirk was a groiper. And he used an extremely out of context Nick Fuentes quote that openly talked about going up to Charlie Kirk and questioning him on his morals and his stance on Israel. Nick Fuentes never advocated to shoot Charlie Kirk, and he never even called him a fascist. But that's the thing with Thomas Powell Jr. He'll only show like a very small tidbit and be like, see, I told you he was. This was so easy, and all of you right-wing fascist maggots are a bunch of idiots. That kind of thing. That's just how people like him are, so I fully expect it. Now, the reason I brought that up was because, yeah, like, he's trying to say this is what radicalized that young man, and it was Nick Fuentes, he tried to say. However, the evidence points to the exact opposite, where it turned out he was actually a leftist. He was really into furry and anime culture. He was into video games, which is, I mean, I'm a conservative that likes video games, I'm going to be quite honest with you, but a lot of conservatives I know aren't really the biggest fans of video games to such an extreme degree. And they definitely don't say ooh woo, okay? I'm going to be quite honest with you. Now, I openly talked about the evidence in the comments of his video, right? And that guy, Profane Personality, or whatever the heck his name is, responded to me and said, nice projection. To which I replied, it's observation, not projection. Now, here's the thing with people like Thomas Powell Jr. Like, he does the exact same thing that I said that people on the left do whenever something like this happens. They will play whataboutism. They will be absolute hypocrites when talking about it. They will constantly bring up other things that have nothing to do with it to try to justify their argument. And this is an argument that I have with pretty much politics in general. Now, let's talk about what this guy, or the evidence that this guy had. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the evidence that this guy had that made him believe that Tyler Robinson, the suspected killer, was a member of the alt-right. Let's take a look. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Deep breath. Okay. Let's read this. 2 of the memes on the bullets are Groyper memes. Wow. 2 out of the 4 casings were not leftists, were Groyper memes. Groypers are into femboys, furries, trans. He's in a pic where the Groyper white power sign is being thrown up. How much you want to bet it was 2017 and not 2025? How much you want to bet? Because according to the family testimony, the transformation into a radical leftist started sometime last year. But anyway, let's continue. Let's see. Dressed up as the Groyper mascot for Halloween. Okay, and the left likes to troll people like that too. I don't really see what you're talking about. Was on 4chan, so we're a lot of leftists. Let's be real here. I actually know somebody who is a crazy liberal. Well, I know the name of a specific YouTuber who is a crazy liberal who is on 4chan all the time and actually freaked out a bunch of people on it. I won't give out too much of the information on that person because something is going on and I don't really want to ruin it. But I'm pretty sure that person knows who they are. Let's see. Time, which is a Groyper's hangout. Yeah, it's also a leftist hangout too. His Discord shows he interacted with other known Groypers regularly. Would you like to show me those Discord messages? Because I can show you a bunch of family testimony in the bullet casings if that's how you want to play this. This is all confirmed. Seems to be walking like a duck to me. To which I respond with, well, that. I simply just responded with that. Yeah, pause and read that. I don't think I could say it any better if I wanted to. Now I know what you might be thinking. Your next line is, did this guy respond? No, he didn't. Want to know why? Because he had fucking nothing. I mean, come on, guys. Even the people or media outlets on the left are saying that you guys are fucking idiots. Look at this. How Charlie Kirk's killing sparked unfounded theories about Groypers. I mean, come on. Even Axios wrote an article on you morons talking about it. And you might be thinking, well, how do you know that Axios is a left-leaning news organization? Need I say more? Need I? So, in conclusion, the left's rhetoric is what caused this crazy, unhinged psychopath to commit an assassination on a right-leaning political figure by the name of Charlie Kirk. This should never have happened. The world is a worse place now that Charlie Kirk is gone. And the people who are celebrating his death, I hope that you expose yourself in person, and I hope that people make fun of you until the end of time. Now, with that being said, I'm not counting all of the left in this, okay? Not everyone on the left is a bad person. Not everybody on the left is celebrating his death. There are a lot of people on the left who are speculating that he's a groyper, trying to pin it all on Trump and the Jews. And I'm not even kidding. That is an actual thing that people have said. They're trying to blame it on the Jews, in particular the Zionists. Oh man, if they can find out exactly how much they sound like Adolf Hitler. I guess you could say that these people think the Zionists slyly dupe the dumb Goyism. If you get that reference, then keep in mind, I'm not being a Nazi here. I'm calling out people who have Nazi tendencies or sound exactly like the Mein Kampf. Just in case you're wondering. I tend to do that sometimes. Now, when it comes to people like the left, okay? The ones who advocate for more of this. I'm looking at you, Destiny, and Hassan Piker. If you advocate for this stuff, you deserve to be exposed. You deserve to be humiliated in public. Like, have someone come up to you, debate you on this, and just, I need to know exactly what your morals are, just out of piqued curiosity. My curiosity is piqued. Now, before I say anything that's going to give me a brain aneurysm, I'm ending this video. I hope you enjoyed it, because I definitely enjoyed making fun of these crazy people. With that being said, share, like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, I can't even act like that. I can't even act. I don't care if people see this. I don't care if people like this video or subscribe to my channel or whatever. I don't give a shit. I just want people to see this and be like, okay, this guy's got a point. Or, okay, this guy's wrong. And if I'm wrong, tell me why. Give me evidence. Give me something to work with. If you don't do that, how can I take you seriously as a person? You understand what I'm trying to say? Now, with that being said, I need to go to bed. This is exhausting. It's like, I'll upload this whenever. I don't know when, but whenever. It'll be uploaded. Goodbye.